All right, man. Look, I'm gonna be playing with this inflation calculator, dog. I just want to kind of show y'all how much inflation has an impact on your pockets, bro. So we gonna take the year. Let's go 2019 compared to today. So let's say you went and purchased a vehicle that was $50,000, right? So we're gonna look at how much that same item would cost in 2024. So in 2019, that item was $50,000. Let's see how much you would pay for that same item in 2024. $61,423.90. 22.8% rate of inflation, dog. Okay, so from the year 2019 to 2024, 22%. Okay, basically 23% inflation. Man, that's crazy, dog. Dog, that's wild. Now that got me to thinking. Let's look at what is the average cost of rent. I probably already looked it up. In the US, let's see. $2,146. So that's what on average people are paying rent and have a place to live. All right. Let's say we made $17. All right. So 17 times 40 is $680 a week. Times, hold up, y'all. So times 2, 1360. You still don't make enough to pay your rent. If you made $17 an hour, you still don't make enough to pay your rent. So how are we supposed to survive? How y'all surviving, dog? What are we supposed to do? What are we supposed to do, man? That's just rent. You ain't even paid your car note yet. You ain't paid no light bill. You ain't bought no groceries. You ain't get a haircut yet. How you gonna take somebody out on a date? If you make $17 an hour, you broke. Who would have thought, dog, you would ever fix your mouth to say that if you make $17 an hour, a chick could tell you broke. In 2024, you're broke. You can barely pay your rent. And that's $17. Bruh, I live in Pittsburgh, Kansas, a little rural area. A decent home to rent is about $1,300 a month for a decent home. Now you can go get you a little shack, you know what I'm saying? But just you making $17, $18 an hour, I'm sure you're thinking to yourself, you can afford a decent place to live, right? So maybe 2-bedroom, 2-bath, you know what I'm saying? Maybe 3 bedrooms, 2-bath. You gonna spend $1,300 a month. Now keep in mind, you making $17, $18 an hour. You making enough just to pay your rent. And then out here where I live, it ain't no transportation. You know what I'm saying? There ain't no bus routes. So that means you gonna have to get you a little car. So then you gotta pay. That's gas, insurance. You still gotta eat, still need a haircut. You're right down the street from the mall. You're gonna want to get fresh. You know what I'm saying? How you gonna do that? How you supposed to do that, man? Man, this crazy, man. That's all. And not to mention, if you got kids, and a lot of us in our 30s, man, you know, got kids, you got mouths to feed. You ain't getting no food stamps. That's crazy. You don't make enough to pay your rent and have a decent life, you know, decent living day to day, but you don't qualify for food stamps. You make too much. Minimum wage is not enough for you to find a decent place to live. But you mean to tell me that I can't get food stamps because I make too much? So give y'all something a little bit more practical, man. We're going to look at where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? Just looking at my situation. Right? So just in my area, just to give y'all an example. So minimum wage, let's see what minimum wage is in Kansas. In Kansas, man. Let's see what the minimum wage is in Kansas. $7.25. So we basically, you know what I'm saying, same as the federal minimum wage. All right. So $7.25 is the minimum wage. So let's look at the average cost of rent in this, just in this area. $790, and this is where I don't know what year this is, so we gonna take that number. All right, $790 just in this little area. So let's do 725 times 40. $290, right? I mean, I don't feel like we really need to do this, but for the sake, $580. You don't make enough to pay your rent in Little Pittsburgh, Kansas. If you had a job paying you $7.25, paying you minimum wage, the average cost of rent is $790. At $580 every 2 weeks, you don't make enough to pay your rent. So what are we supposed to do? What are we supposed to do, dog? And this is why you see a lot of OnlyFans. You see a lot of drug, you know what I'm saying, activity. You see a lot of scamming. You see a lot of illegal activity going on, dog, because people can't survive. Like, what are we supposed to do? $580, that's what you're gonna get from minimum wage. So at the bare minimum, you still homeless. Even with a job, you homeless. I don't know, maybe you can go shack up with somebody and just, you know, buy a room. Man, that's crazy.